my loves, how are we doing? Excuse my attire. I am like closing out for the night, but I got a lot of questions in my last video about identifying a karmic relationship. So I actually wrote it down. So if you're really wanting to curious, now I'm not, yes, I'm going to kind of compare them to twin flames a little bit. But if you really want to identify if you're in a karmic relationship, I'm going to try my best. I actually wrote it down. I'm going to break it down so you can identify what is a karmic. Okay? But if you're interested, stick around. Now, I will say the similarities to a karmic and a twin flame, and this is the part where people get it really twisted and unfortunately confuse their karmic and think it's a twin flame. Here's the similarities. You both of them love at first sight, instant connection. You felt like you've met them before, but you can't recognize the face. You both could be very codependent on each other. The relationship could be very love bombing at the start, and the separation could be extremely painful. Those are some similarities. But now here's some differences as what is a karmic relationship. Okay, number one, energy is drained. Yes, you can meet your, this karmic and think, oh my gosh, this is love at first sight. By the way, when I'm talking about karmic relationships, I mean romantically. So keep that in mind. Karmics could be, again, ex-lovers, friends, family, specific items, whatever the case is. But I'm talking about lovers, essentially. Okay, your energy will be drained. Okay, with the karmic, yes, in the moment you can feel that instant connection, that love at first sight. Oh my gosh, this feels like everything. You have to have them. You've become instantly obsessed, kind of similar to a twin, but at the same time, now, and this part I want you to think long and hard on this. Something won't feel right. In a lot of ways with karmics, the both of you are at pros at going against your intuition about each other's feelings. And that leads on to point number two. You guys will be very confused about the connection all the time. Again, you could be in love with this person. You guys could tell each other everything and anything in the entire world. You're truly going to be confused on where this dynamic's going to go. With the twin, you're not really going to be that confused. You're just in the moment. Why? Because you're one soul. But with the karmic, it's constant confusion. That's the number one thing me as a reader, I can identify, a karmic relationship because I hear this a lot. Now, and when I mean confusion, I'm not talking about separation and you're going, oh gosh, is this a twin flame or a karmic? No. I'm talking about when you're with them. How confused were you? Were you constantly doing that? Is this going to be my wife someday? Is this really going to be my husband? Yeah, I love them. This is amazing. But are they? Am I going to have their kid? You would constantly question yourself and go against your intuition, continue to proceed on the dynamic. But energy drained is the number one. Even on your guys' good days, you would feel very exhausted. Something won't feel right. You would, even when you guys are together in the same room, it's like opposite batteries, almost. Negative and positive a little bit, and mainly for if we're talking mainly to feminines in the in a karmic relationship, it's just very physically draining and you can't shake it off. Okay, now we're going to get to the main ones where I as a reader can identify. Okay, number one, I hear this a lot. Well, me and my person were on and off again for 2 years. Okay. That's a karmic. That's not your twin. You karmics, you both can manipulate into each other's lives 10 million times for however long, for a whole lifetime if you want to. You can't do that with a twin because I'm going to use feminines as an example because I read on feminines a lot, right? Okay, so you're in a twin flame, right? You're the feminine, right? Naturally, feminines are the chaser. They're the ones that mainly, absorb most of the codependency, right? And you're begging this person to come back in your life and you want them back so bad. You manifest them. You're doing crazy stuff like getting obsession spells. Guess what? With twins, it doesn't work like that. You cannot manipulate that person back in your life. You can't. You can do that with the karmic, and I'm using obsession spells for a reason because I hear that so much. Well, I'm putting in a spell. Good luck with a twin. Karmic, oh yeah, I'm sure they'll pound on your door and beg for you back too. You guys can continue to repeat the same karmic cycles, and you guys will never break it. With twins, eventually you guys will break it. Karmics, you guys will never break that cycle. And that's why a lot of times now, not all karmic relationships are toxic, but that is why some of them are extremely toxic and codependent because you both, in your own right, are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, you guys will be broken up for 2 months, but you guys are next thing you know, you're back into each other's lives. You guys are good for about 5 months, and then this one messed up, and you guys are broken up for another 6 more months. That's not your twin. That is a karmic. All you know how to do is successfully manipulate each other back into each other's lives. You see what I'm going? Another big one, long-term relationship. If you were in a long-term relationship, a year or longer, that's a karmic. Twin flames are so short-lived romances. I hear this a lot. Well, I was married for 12 years with my person. That's my twin. No. Well, I was with this person for 2.5 years and that's my twin. No. Twins are so short-lived. On an average, twins, specifically, 3 to 6 months, 8 months at max, in my opinion. Very short-lived. A lot of times it's shorter than 8 months. So if you were in a long-term commitment with somebody, not your twin. Another one, a karmic won't really get to know you. And I fluff a lot of feathers when I say that. Well, that's not true. We had long late night talks and we went driving around and he or she got to know my favorite topping on my pizza, knows my favorite color, what I want to be when I grow up. Okay, that's cute. I could do that for you too. I'm a karmic. What's the difference? You don't know each other's soul. And again, that's another one I need you to think long and hard on. Okay, so you put all the effort to get to know this person. You know their favorite color, what they hate, what they like, their pet peeves, their biggest fears, who's their enemies, who's their best friends. But flip it on the other side. Does that person know you? Do they know you? Do they know your worst fear? Think about it. And don't say, no, do they? Because I'm telling you right now, because again, with twins, you can't get past nothing with each other. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Karmics, yes, you can. You can hide a lot of things from each other. I have talked to karmic couples that have been together for like 8 years, and I promise you, they don't even know each other's favorite animal. And they would never take the time to seriously sit down and get to know each other. That's where that's a big one with the love bombing. Karmics are based off of love bombing. You would come in, you guys would become magnets, you're at each other's hip, and all you guys would really talk about in the early stages of your guys' relationship is how many babies you want, when you want to get married. You want to get married this Friday, you want to go buy this house, let's move in together. That's all you guys would base it off of each other. Karmics, you truly don't get to know each other on a deeper level. And if you do, a lot of times it turns into a trauma bond. And that's another thing I forgot to add off in the similarities with twins and karmics. Sometimes the both of you relationships can be based off of trauma bond. But again, karmics, you guys really won't take the time to get to know each other. You guys never will. Yes, you guys can, figure out your guys' likes and dislikes about each other. But again, it's not on a deep level the way you think it is. One sec. And this is the last one. And this one, for some reason, makes people so mad. I've actually had people DM me and cuss me out when I say this. If you are labeling, I got to make this so clear. This person, your person, as a narcissist, that is not a twin flame. I will stand my ground on that. Okay? A narcissist is physical, emotionally, and mentally abusive, sometimes physically. That is abuse. Your twin will never abuse you like that. So if you have to reflect back and think, my person did nothing but truly control me, manipulate me, tear me apart, made sure I was broken the entire relationship, that is 155% karmic, and there's no way you can manipulate your way out of that one. Because I see that so much in my comments, especially if I'm doing a reading about, a person, your twin flame is coming back. Oh my gosh, F them. They're a narcissist. They're this. They abuse me, but that's my twin flame. No. And that's the part where, unfortunately, like readers like myself who do specialize in twin flame readings get such a bad rep, because a lot of people on the internet, and I blame some of the creators, and like I said, it's nobody specific, but I've seen certain sketchy videos, I'm like, come on, that will say, oh, trigger warning, that person who completely manipulated you the first, the whole 3 years you guys were together, they're coming back to be the love of your life. Good news, they're your twin flame. And people will really believe in that. And it's scary because it turns into a spiritual psychosis that does not need to be there. So I'm telling you right now, if you label your person as a narcissist, not a twin flame, that is a trauma bond, and that is something you do not want back in your life. And one more thing, if you are truly with the narcissist or anybody abusive, do not watch tarot readings about wanting that person back. That is not an energy you want back at all. That's all I got for now for karmic relationships. Let me know if you want to know any more other info like twins. But just FYI, I hope you people have a good night, and I love you guys.